The most dominant faction in Kenshi has to be the Holy Nation. From its strict ethos of discrimination backed by racism and sexist beliefs, to its heavy military power that fanatically carry out their leaders' bidding, it is no doubt that many of their enemies cannot win directly against them. Playing a Holy Nation playthrough now, I have often wondered one question. What would happen to the world of Kenshi if the Holy Nation did prevail? I've narrowed it down to 3 sections. After the fighting, expansion, and the way of life. Let's start with the fighting. Most to all of the factions in Kenshi are at war with the Holy Nation, with even enemies miles away declaring war on them. It would take years of planning and preparation, but after the final faction has been conquered, the Holy Nation would have their work cut out for them. There are 6 factions that will suffer heavily if the Holy Nation wins. The first is the Sheks. Shall the Holy Nation win, a massive number of the Sheks will die in battle. As in their warlike tradition, losing is discouraged heavily, as the previous Shek leader, when on the brink of losing, was debating declaring a suicide attack on them. Due to the large numbers of the Sheks being defeated, the demoralised survivors would have no choice but to surrender to the fanatics. Fortunately for them, Sheks are seen as corrupted humans, and instead of death will be put to work indefinitely to redeem themselves and be purified for their next life. Depending on your outlook, this is either a curse or a blessing. The second enemies are the United Cities. With their leadership and population being a heavy mix of all races, the humans of the United Cities will be the only ones with any hope in their future. Any Sheks, Hivers or Skeletons face grievous punishment, as not only do they live in sin, they also support slavery. This may confuse a lot of people who don't know much about the Kenshi law, but the Holy Nation despise the United City slavery for one reason: profit. The Holy Nation do have slaves, that is true, but their belief is that they're helping them by making them work off their sin in preparation for the next life where they'll be born as human, while the United Cities only care about people as a means of currency and don't have any care for their well-being. Many people forget that a lot of the human slaves in the United Cities will be allowed their freedom in exchange for serving Okran. A very good deal in my opinion. Third enemy on our list is the anti-slavers. Led by the batshit crazy robot Tin Fist, these rebels use martial arts in their war against any nation that put a price or take claim over another being's soul. Being led by a skeleton is enough to justify extermination, so there's no doubt that the Holy Lord Phoenix will execute all the rebels without a second thought. The anti-slavers are also a diverse group, so they're really gunning for the crucifix. The fourth enemy are the skeletons, predominantly the ones from Black Desert City. Skeletons are at the peak of the Holy Nation hatred, even more than a woman with a shred of independence. Not only are they walking manifestations of Narco, the demon of darkness, but they're also sitting on a stockpile of ancient technology and AI cores, and with technology being outlawed in the Holy Nation, these robots will be hunted to the ends of the lands. Number 5 is the Western Hive. These polite little bug boys will be exterminated faster than you can say bigotry. While the Sheks are mainly enslaved as they are deemed as redeemable, the Hivers are soulless creatures that rely on a hive mind to operate, so there's no redemption for them. Their villages will be put to the torch, their hive will be burned, and their queen will be crucified. A reminder to all beings that it doesn't matter if you can walk, talk and think, you are not made in God's image. The sixth and final enemy of the Holy Nation is the Flotsam Ninjas. This army of ninja women started their crusade as a rebellious militia for the women of the Holy Nation who were discriminated and only seen as seductresses of Narco. It is only fair that they are killed and enslaved, as not only as they are women, they are rebellious women, and a holy incel would deem nothing more appropriate than stuffing them with swords. The second section of this video is about location of the Holy Nation and how it would expand. There are many places the Holy Nation would dare to go, but there are some that I believe they won't step foot in. There are 3 I believe they would stay way away from. Number 1 is the Cannibal Lands, or Cannibal Plains. The Cannibals are a fierce tribal group that want nothing more than to beat you and eat you. Funnily enough, there are theories that a fragment of the Holy Nation are they, the cannibals themselves, as they are seen wearing the same armour. There are no point for an invasion of the cannibals, as not only are they incoherent savages who won't convert, they are too fierce to conquer, and it would only be a loss of men with no fertile land to reap the benefits from. The second place is the Ashlands. Dominated by snow and robots, the Holy Nation would have no business here, as they don't know if it holds Catlon and only mechanical spiders. If they learn of this location, they might try and muster up a force to take him and execute him, but like the Cannibal Lands, there is not only a horde of robots waiting for him, the land is barren and full of snow, leaving no fertile grounds to build upon. The final place the Holy Nation would stay away from is the Southern Hive. Every reason not to invade somewhere, the Southern Hive has it. Being a hive mind, they won't convert to Okran and will not listen to reason. They are a tough nation that aren't bought with money, but loyalty is hardwired into their head, leaving no room to bargain. They are also stout isolationists. They will kill and maim anyone that steps foot into their land, but will not send long-range expedition into enemy lands unless they are provoked, which leads them to stay put and out of harm's way from the Holy Nation. No doubt eventually in war the Holy Nation would win, but it's a hard-fought battle with nothing to gain and everything to lose. The final part of this video will cover what comes after the Holy Nation defeats all its enemies. The Holy Nation would have no enemies and no worries, other than non-believers and loose remnants of conquered factions. Patrols would expand outwards into the Great Desert and the border zone, but nothing other than petty bandits would challenge them. With no fear of raids and open land, food production and prosperity would bloom, with every Holy Nation citizen experiencing a peaceful life in a sane town with good economy, with their only worry being agents of narco. The Holy Phoenix would have no stress and would hopefully open up to his citizens now that the fear of assassination has gone, inspiring hope in all of his people. Technology, while limited, would also prosper, with water and good food being offered to all, with rebirth and holy minds filled with hopeful converts. The Holy Nation will be a Garden of Eden. Thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment if you have any questions about Kenshi or about the game itself. Thanks, and remember to have a good one.